the way that I love you.
That's
We're
your
back on
country version.
KWAM 990 Talk Radio.
Johnny Cash.
This is the other Oh, man.
Johnny Cash.
Well, our core values are education, enrichment, and empowerment. My goodness. Okay, we're back. We want to give a thank you to our sponsors for the Relationship Unleashed first annual Life Empowerment Workshop. Our food sponsors, the Rendezvous Barbecue, Memphis Pizza Cafe, and the Blue Monkey Restaurant, Starbucks, the Guitar Center for our sound and our equipment that we had. Big ups to Michael Moore Catering Company, attorney Jim Curry, our volunteers, the Unleashers, Memphis Gay and Lesbian Community Center, Friends for Life organization. Also, the Memphis Grizzlies donated T-shirts and headbands to our event. And then give a big shout out to Kitty and Number 2 Vans give us the building, H&S Printing Company. So, and the who else I missed?
Red Door Foundation was there.
Okay, Red Door Foundation. Anybody else that I missed? LeBonner, Eddie was there, and our speakers and all the above. Everybody, if I missed anybody, I'm sorry, but thank you to everybody.
Pride.
Who?
Nashville Pride.
Dwayne Jenkins from Nashville Cares, absolutely. So.
And also Kiva McGee from Chicago.
Yeah, Kiva.
Our videographer.
Kiva did a great job.
Thank you, Kiva. Thank you. I want to just say thank you to my lovely wife for working the check-in today.
Yahoo!
My wife.
Child. She got a beard.
Oh! No. Well, you know she gonna get you. Oh my God. Listen, if you want to ask Dr. Daniel Black any questions, you can call us at 260-5926. He's ready to answer any of your questions that you may have for him. So, Damien, you had a very, very interesting piece today also. You went in a little bit today. Your forehead was all frowned up. I was like, you look like you turned into something standing up there.
Yeah, I was.
You were serious, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I told about monkeys, my monkey joke.
Tell it.
You know, it's good.
Okay.
These monkeys were in the woods. They were some creatures that some scientists were going after. They were extinct monkeys, so they were trying to save them so they could do projects on them and preserve their lives and all the above. So the monkeys, they liked this particular nut they had in Africa, these nuts. And so the scientists put these nuts inside of a bottle, hung the bottles in the trees. The monkeys came out, they put their hand in the bottle, trying to get the nuts out. They were unable to pull the nuts out the bottle because the nuts were too big to go come out of the bottle, to the top of the bottle.
Okay.
And in life, we do that all the time. We put our hands and our heart in situations, and they're too big for us to handle. And I don't think the monkeys had to do was drop the nuts and take their hand out the bottle. But the scientists, they caught every last one of the monkeys because they kept their hand in the bottle, holding on to the nuts.
You said they wouldn't let the nut go.
They won't let the nuts go. But if we let the nuts go in our life, we'll be so much better and better people. We won't let the nuts go. And it's so true. All the problems I had in my life was because of a bunch of nuts. I just could let them go, and I'd have been all right, doctor. Lord have mercy.
You're talking about crazy people, right?
You know, maybe the problem wasn't the nuts. Maybe the problem was that they were trying to hold too many of them.
Oh, well, hey, maybe. That, it's something.
There's no pun intended.
Wait on that. I like mine.
Right. So, Dr. Black, you said something else that really blessed me today about that forgiveness piece you was talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yes. See, I think that forgiveness really is critical, and the point of forgiveness is that we really get outside of understanding the workmanship, the workwomanship of God.
Mm-hmm.
See, if we really believe that God is always directing our destiny,
mm-hmm.
we don't really have to be consumed with human beings at all. Human beings are only mechanisms used by God to get us to our greatest glory. We don't really have to be angry. See, nothing and no one can keep us from God's greatest glory for us. If it seems like somebody is in the way, they're just being used to set you up.
Wow.
But see, our perspective is skewed because we want things to feel good on the way to them being good.
Wow.
But see, nothing ever feels good that ends up good.
Isn't that something?
If it feels good, in a minute, it's going to mean nothing.
Lord have mercy.
Only pain produces great pleasure.
You're absolutely right.
Gosh.
I heard this lady that I just admire to death, and her name is Lisa Nichols, and she talked about the harvest. She talked about her seeds that she planted, and it took years for her harvest to come. 3 years after she planted it, and she said she was working tirelessly, and she said in the third year, everything just started just coming. She was in a limo, and a friend remembered her complaining, and they were in a limo on the way to China.
Right.
And he looked at her and he said, "Hey, how did harvest feel now?"
Wow.
Because of the seeds that she had been planting in her business and just being tenacious and, like David said, hungry and going through the pain. I promise you it's painful. Because last week I think my body just shut down on me because I was this day was coming and the stress was mounting between work, trying to run a radio show,
Yes.
a nonprofit business, church, my responsibilities at home. I knew that this was a sign that this is what success feels like.
Yes.
And this is what, when you become committed to your commitment, feel like. And I knew that the reward is going to be big.
Right.
I know it's going to be big because it hurts.
I totally agree.
I wasn't getting sleep.
And that's what I've been telling the church, as it relates to seeing the vision, owning that gift. And that's what I said today when I was lecturing. You have to position yourself for that profit as it relates to your gift, because you're going to reap what you have sown. And a lot of people really don't understand that. I think they get tired in the process. They give up. They don't like to wait. They don't like to endure. But you must continue to strive to know that in the end you shall win.
Absolutely.
I know what I'm going to tell this real quick. I was tired. I was so tired. I get up at 4:30 a.m. And yesterday was a long day and I was so tired. And last night I still continued to press because I needed to get everything ready for today. I needed to go into meditation. I need to go and counsel with myself and get prepared for today and get my mind right. And I just kind of I zoned out. And my wife knew that I was in deep thought and leave me alone right now. And thinking back, I didn't really even recognize myself last night because that's not me. It is me, but that's not me.
Right.
Do that make sense?
Yes. And see, the thing about even this analogy aspect, I like what Pastor was saying. We've misunderstood this whole notion of harvest, as you were saying, reaping and sowing, because you don't harvest what you planted. When you put a seed in the ground, you don't get a seed back.
Yes.
That's good.
See, when you reap 10 times what you planted.
One seed.
If you plant one seed, you're going to get a plant that's going to produce. If you plant 1 grain of corn, you're going to get 10 ears back.
Yes.
Preach, Doc.
So see, the beauty of pain is realizing that if you'll understand the purpose of it, on the day of harvest, on the day of pleasure, you forget all pain. The point of the pain is because the harvest is making you pay for it. Because on the day you get the harvest, you got to understand the quality of it. Because the harvest feeds not just you. It's going to feed the world.
That's good, Doc. The day of pleasure.
That's right.
And that's why it's important, even in relationships, to let go those harmful relationships that mean you no good. Because if you can learn to let go individuals that don't want to do nothing, don't want to pay no bills, don't want to get up and get a job, if you realize that you could do so much better without them, that sowing, that reaping, you're going to get somebody that's going to be more valuable and is going to respect what your desires are. And a lot of people have to realize that it's okay to let people go and let them walk out or even put them out.
What would you tell somebody that really seeking validation, from a parent or a relative, or, it's like that's what's holding them back. They just want this validation from these particular people so bad.
The first issue is the greatest mental health crisis in the black community is called self-hatred.
It is.
That's the greatest mental health issue. Validation simply means I have not yet decided I like me.
So if a person is trying to get their mother to validate them in some certain accomplishment, that means that I haven't accepted myself?
That's exactly what it means.
Okay.
Because see, I don't need my mother to like me in order for my destiny to unfold.
Come on, Doc.
That's not a requirement, but we think it is. Now, I need God to stay with me in order for this destiny to unfold. But God has never threatened to leave me.
Hey! I'll be the radio station.
See, that validation question, it's profound you saying that, Sister Gwen, because all of us are looking for it. But the point, and the reason you can never find it is because it ain't real.
Come on, Doc.
Oh my God.
It doesn't exist.
And that's what I was saying earlier.
Somebody get
today.
the offering plate.
And that's what I was saying earlier today too. How we all have our own gift. And it's your gift that's going to allow you to make it to your destiny.
Absolutely.
Not your mother, your father,
That's
your brother,
right.
your sister, but what God has instilled in you.
That's right.
And if you learn how to use what God has instilled in you, you have to learn how to go outside of those boundaries, your comfort zones,
That's right.
and utilize that gift that God has blessed you with. And once you utilize that gift, the sky's the limit.
That's right.
But what I think.
Hold on, stop right there. We got to take a pause for the calls.
Okay.
We'll take a pause and we'll come right back. This is KWAM 990 Talk Radio, and this is the unleashed voice for the LGBTQ community, and we are fired up. We'll be right back.